not even necessary for you to think you're going to be a champion. It's not about being a champion, it's about just playing well. Desire will set the direction, but desire will not make you win. Winning needs competence. Competence doesn't drop from the sky. For every successful person, there is a painful story. Painful does not mean you suffered. Painful means there is a lot of things. Competence is built. Well, some natural skills may be there, but it has to be worked at minutely. To reach somewhere, there is a meticulous process. You have to pay attention to little things about yourself that nobody even cares to notice in their life.
By the very nature of our job as military person in general and as a fighter pilot in particular, we have to engage in the acts that might cause harm to other beings. How are we connected as individuals to the karma of that act?
So all you have to see is just this. Every act that we do, is it in the larger interest of people or is it for personal pleasure we're doing? Everything that we do, is it of some significant consequence to everybody? Or are you going out there to fly and just enjoy shooting people? If you settle this one thing, you don't have to worry what you're doing because you do what is needed in a given situation, not what you whim, not by your whim, but simply by what is needed. If you're doing just what is needed for the larger well-being, well, it's a good karma because your intent. You must understand, karma is not determined by the action, but by the volition. What intent? Your intent is, you are fighting for the well-being of the nation. We are at a certain cusp in the education field, because a time is coming when our learning will not mean anything. Our knowledge, accumulation of information will not mean anything, because machines can learn faster than you and deliver faster than you and more accurate. It's important that we shift education from loading up information in our heads to exploring the dimension of what it means to be human. We call you as a human being. Why this is so is, you are supposed to know how to be. If you knew how to be, would you choose the highest level of pleasantness or varieties of unpleasantness? For yourself, I'm saying. What you want for yourself is very clear, you want the highest level of pleasantness. So pleasantness is not a goal by itself. It is an ambience that is necessary within you if what you call as a human being has to unfold. Everybody is afraid today, wherever I go. They're calling me for all kinds of artificial intelligence conferences in the world, and their fear is, it'll take away our jobs, it'll dominate our life, it'll take over the world. I said, yes, if you remain as stupid as you are, it will. For sure it will. Because right now, your own intellect has taken over your life and destroying you, make you suffer for nothing. If I leave you alone in a room, if you are capable of being miserable, this means you're in bad company, isn't it? Hello? If I'm with you and you suffered, maybe it's me. But you're sitting alone and suffering, this means you're in bad company, isn't it? You have to fix that one thing, that this one is never bad. Best company you have. We are always trying to upgrade our activity without upgrading ourselves. You want to race in Formula 1, but you have a Maruti 800. It's a wonderful car to go to your office. But if you get it onto the F1 track, four wheels will fly in four different directions. So that's all that's happening to them. They are aspiring for something for which they have not upgraded themselves. Now, the activity that they really want to do is freaking the hell out of them. The success is freaking them, all right? I can understand if failure is freaking you. But in this world, I want you to understand, successful people are the most freaked out people. Yes, you need an upgrade of yourself. Your phone is getting upgraded even without your permission. Hello? Everything is being upgraded, what about you?
So Sadhguru, I'm going to push with this. I'm going to replace the word creativity with the word transmit, right? So let's talk about transmission, right? How do I transmit? Is there a relationship between transmission and Bhairavi? Do I become part of or access the source? Because to transmit, I have to become like a source through which it is transmitted. So, how do I do that then, if I have to transmit? Even if along the way I do a little bit of clever interpretation of it.
She herself is a When I say she herself is a transmission, we've always used the word window in yoga. Somehow Bill Gates stole it from us because we didn't make it as popular as he did. The window has always been a term where the whole thing is about opening a new window. If you open a new window, suddenly the existence looks completely different. Right now, suppose this is your home. If you open this window, you see the temple, you think this is how the world is. Suppose this is you have lived in this contraption of a home. You open this window, then you think, wow, the world is a temple. You open this window, you think the world is a mountain. You open that window, you think it's a jungle. You open that window and you think it's a town. Like this, you can open 1,000,000 windows and still it'll be new because the phenomena of creation is such. So she herself is just a window. Anything can be made into a window. Every wall you can crack into a window. But it's not been done. So an established window is made where more people are able to see because it's kept open. By themselves, they would never be able to experience these things. But now, through Bhairavi, people are able to experience things, know things, achieve things which they would have never done by them. A whole lot of people right now who are every day in the Bhairavi sadhana through the Bhairavi yantra, you should listen to the story. Incredible. I'll tell you about a particular person. This couple just came to the ashram with one of their friends. I didn't even know they were here. They had not done the program. They just came because some friend was coming, they came. They came from Singapore. They walked into the temple and in both their eyes tears came. They didn't know why. They're not very religious kind or very modern couple. So both of them came, they took the yantra home. Their lives changed. They're very successful people. But his whole business and that's his creativity. He created a new business. He's not like a second generation or something, he's first generation. And he did not start very beginning, he was in the armed forces. And somewhere along the way, he kind of took a voluntary retirement and started a business and built it very big, international, really a few $100 million business he built. And this accelerated like anything. He's suddenly able to communicate with people, do things with people, and the business expanded in a big way. Why I'm saying this is, for him that's his creativity, business is his creativity. And suddenly there's a new capability which he had never thought possible. If you use her as a window, suddenly she opens up a new dimension for you, an enhanced level of
So this couple that came to the Bhairavi temple came because here's a possibility, and maybe I have one other that I don't know, is they were here because they were supposed to be here. They were here by chance. They were asking a question. I'm not saying they answered or got an answer or an intellectual answer. When they walked into the temple, I'm trying to understand, was there a question in their mind that got, and so maybe answered is the wrong word, but the window opened and gave them an experience that destroyed the question, answered the question? What happened?
This is a tough guy, okay? He's an ex-army guy and tough guy. So for him, without any reason, when he walked in, tears came. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows something opened up. Someone who's never shed tears for anything and does not want to. When he just walks into a place, just a building, and just tears came, in his understanding, something opened up, and he's right, something opened up. So that opening is a big experience, and above all, you realize that in so many ways, as you progress, socially you progress, in your business you progress, and whatever else, socially, other things add up. In this, you're tightening the circle, you're closing it up. So he suddenly realized something opened up which I'd never thought possible. I never even sought it, nor did I care for it. But for every intelligent human being, whether he's conscious about it or not conscious about it, or for every human being, why should I make somebody intelligent, somebody not so intelligent? Because everybody is able to breathe and get oxygen out of air, so they're intelligent enough. Life is intelligent enough. Whether he is intellectually enough or not is a questionable thing. But intelligent enough, life is intelligent enough, that's why it's existing, such a complex form of life. So, for every human being, this is the thing. Have you opened up to the various dimensions of life, or have you cocooned yourself in your own petty creation, which is psychological? You can create Panchagni like this in your own home and benefit from that. These 6 triangles represent the 6 chakras. You just burn this for 6 to 8 hours in the day and the Akashic element will become dominant. If there are sick people, growing children, old people, it will do wonders for them. Every human being like to have their own food and their own water, of course. If you hate somebody sitting next to you, you would like to have your own air. When you find everybody around you is not as fired up as you are towards your growth and ultimate possibility, then you want to have your own fire. You don't want to sit in common fires. A sadhu will never sit around fire with householders. He doesn't want to sit with them, he doesn't want to communicate on that level with people who are involved in the ways of the body, so he'll want his own fire. He wants to communicate only with forces which are beyond him. Communicate does not mean speaking. He may be speaking to other people, but he doesn't want his energies to get mixed up with everybody. He does not want the subtler aspect of his being, subtler aspect of his presence and his existence to get mixed up with various others. Because when you sit around a fire, in some way you merge with each other. You don't want to… If you're working towards a certain quality, a sadhu who has attained a certain mastery over his life does not want to sit with anybody. He wants to have his own fire and sit with that because he wishes to communicate only with the divine, not with anybody else. So a personal dhuni. And these dhunis were done in so many ways. The basic dhuni comes in what's called as Panchagni. There are Panchagni sadhanas, Panchagni mantras, Panchagni kriyas. We can make you experiment with a small Panchagni in your home and see how you can transform your home. Let's say you want to create a meditation space in your home. Or let's say you have old people or children in the house, or somebody is sick, then just for regular general conduciveness also, you can do this. You use all the 5 elements to do this. You create… I'm not a great artist, but I'll try. So, you just draw 4 triangles, 2 upward-facing triangles, 2 downward-facing triangles. Let's say you spaced it out like 10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet, or 6 feet by 6 feet, or whatever the space you want to create, and a central 2 triangles intersecting so that it forms like an anahata star. You can draw this with flour, rice flour, or you can draw this with grains, let's say pulses or just rice. You can just make an outline or you can fill it. The important thing is something that's earthy. You can even use fine red earth to do this. So, totally there are 6 triangles here. These 6 triangles represent the 6 chakras, because the 7th one is not something that you manipulate like this. It's the 6 chakras and the 5 elements and the 5 different fires. So you create a plate, preferably a copper plate or any metal plate, let's say, filled with water, and in that you keep a lamp, a ghee lamp or a vegetable oil lamp, preferably sesame oil. Sesame generates heat. In winters, in entire southern India, people are eating a lot of till or sesame seeds to generate heat in the body. It generates enormous amount of heat. So sesame oil or ghee or any other vegetable oil and 5 lamps with water body around it. You just burn this for 6 to 8 hours in the day. This area will gather a certain level of our aura and the Akashic element will become dominant. If there are sick people, growing children, old people, it will do wonders for them. Or if you want to meditate, you want to create a meditative space, it will work beautifully. You can just create this kind of space for yourself every day if you just have this burning for 6 to 8 hours, and then you can remove that and sit there. Or you can make it a permanent thing, you can put this on some kind of a sheet so that you can move it and put it back when you want to sit, or you can sit with it. There is no issue, you can just leave it as it is and sit with it. It could bring a lot of benefits because this is a way of managing the Panchagni system. If one wants to learn mantras and kriyas associated with that, it is possible, but that will involve a different level of involvement and attention. But this is something that everybody can do. So you can create Panchagni like this in your own home and benefit from that. Why is Sadhguru getting so ritualistic? He told us none of the rituals are not necessary, everything can be done within 100%. If you know how to turn inward and maintain this Sarvagni within you, which touches everything in the universe, none of those things are needed. Where you sit is the most conducive place. Your very presence will work 1,000,000 times better than all these arrangements. But if you don't have that, nothing wrong in using external support. If you're in such a condition that your way of being is not influenced by anything around you, then you don't need any ritual, nothing is needed. What's within will take care of everything.